my friends. So welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and if you are new here, hi, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing, and if you are back, welcome back. Today I'm here to join you for my very first WIP and Chat of 2023. How long is it going to take all of us to get used to saying 2023 instead of 2022 and writing the correct date on our, I was gonna say writing the correct date on our checks and stuff, but like really who's writing checks for stuff anymore? Everything's online. But no, really, I'm excited to be back. I took off last week from doing a WIP and Chat because it was the holidays and I had actually just had a Christmas premiere go up that was WIP and Chat style, so I thought that you guys would do all right if I took the week off from doing an actual just separate dedicated WIP and Chat. So I'm glad to be back though, and excited to kick off the new year with you all. So if you are new to the idea of a WIP and Chat, WIP stands for work in progress, so feel free to whip out your WIP and work alongside me. I'm just gonna chat with you here for the next hour or so, talk with you a little bit about what's been going on just with life and crafting and all of the things. And I'd love for you to sound off in the comments to let me know how you've been doing. How's your year going so far? And how were your holidays? So I am starting here with my, this is my very first kit that I'm working on for the year. And this is Deity of the Forgotten. And this is from Munimade. It's actually my first kit that I'm working on from Munimade. And I am over the moon to finally be working on one of her kits. And I went full on ridiculous overboardness with the level of purple that I have going on. I sort of accidentally on purpose ended up even coordinating my nails to go with this whole situation. I had just so much fun pulling all these colors. While pink is definitely my personal favorite color, purple is a pretty close runner-up. It's like a sister color in my mind. And I didn't realize that I truly feel like I have about as many purple accessories as I do pink accessories. So speaking of accessories and whatnot, well, first let me mention as well that this artwork is licensed from Femke Deborah. And this is the second of these like mermaid kits that Munimade has put out. And this is the one that just has oodles and oodles of purple, and it actually has tons of crystals. I just unboxed this on my channel a couple of days ago, but here's those purples. And you guys, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 crystal colors and 2 ABs. And then this is extra of 939. Yeah, I'm stoked. So we actually should get to placing some of these crystals when we get into this part of the section. We're almost done with the section. I'm sure we'll start the next one, but I am stoked because Munimade's attention to detail is just beyond. And like, I'm blown away that like just right out the gate with their diamond painting kits, that they look like the level of quality across the board, like everything from the canvases, glue drills, like all the things, the whole packaging, the whole like presentation, everything. And just what I can tell from the rendering is like what I would expect a company to get to after like multiple iterations and tries. Like I just am really incredibly impressed. So, yeah, well done, Munimade. As far as accessories go, so I am going to be using this purple pen, which is from Swampwood on Etsy. It's one of their rock candy pens. I freaking love this pen and all the pens in this style and collection. And then of course I'm using a Munimade tray. I think this one is in the grape jelly. I almost said grape jelly flavor. Don't eat your trays. Don't eat any of your accessories. This is the first time I've almost suggested eating a tray, but I'm pretty sure this is in the color grape jelly, I think was the name of this one. And then this, I feel really terrible. I can't remember if this was a gift or if this is one that I bought myself, but I'm pretty sure it's from Galloway's Gallery. And if it was a gift, it was either from Jamie or Jacqueline. So I apologize that my memory is really bad. I gotta like start taking notes. But look how pretty that is, all the purples and stuff. And then Patty Wax in the scent Fairy's Lament. Honestly, grab this one because of the purples, gotta be honest. Also like fairies, mermaids, they're like, you know, sister mythical creatures. And then Randa's Crafty Corner Putty in the scent Fresh Lilacs. So I'm gonna be using this in my multiplacer, this is my single placer, and yeah, so I need to load up my Multiplacer because this one had some like really old putty in it. I don't remember last time I used this pen. It's been a little while, but I don't think I've used Fresh Lilacs from Randy yet. Let's see what this smells like. Oh, that's really nice. That's really, really, really nice. Sometimes I feel like florals can be a heavy scent, but this is a really nice, light scent. By the way, Randa, I was just listening to her vlog. That's going to be too much. I was just listening to her crafty vlog earlier, because if you didn't know, she has a YouTube channel. She's going to be launching diamond painting soon, which I'm excited for her for. But I was just listening to one of her more recent crafty vlogs where she was talking about, she unfortunately has a copycat out there that is a former employee of hers. And so she was talking about that in detail over in her crafty vlog, and I just felt so bad for her. We put up like a PSA in the Diamonds and Emeralds group when we found out about it, and stuff like that. We've never done anything like that in Diamonds and Emeralds, but this was just like really, really, really sketchy. But basically, I mean, if you see a product out there that looks eerily similar to a product that is already like well established and known, like maybe, I don't know, do a double take or do your research, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, so I've been catching up on some YouTube videos this week, after being like a little bit of a hermit for a little while. Like I wasn't really like hopping into people's lives. I wasn't really doing a good job of staying up to date on people's content. I was just kind of, I don't know, kind of going through it in December. December was rough, you guys. But before I get into that, like I said, I'm just excited to be working on this kit finally. And, I'm excited to be working on a kit that's from a new to me company. It was really fun when I was going through and, pulling everything together for my 2022 year in review video, which went up today's Monday. I'm filming this on Monday so that this WIP and Chat will go up tomorrow, which is Tuesday. So for you guys, if you're watching this today, it goes up. My year in review video for 2022 went up yesterday. And I had 42, possibly 43 finishes. Ooh, that's a floral scent too. I'm just kind of lots of flowers going on here. And I've never used this patty wax scent before, so that's fun. I just scrape. I twist my pen to load it from multiple angles. And yeah, there's a little bit that comes off that's extra, and I just kind of push it back down there. But yeah, and then you can use like a sacrifice drill or something to get some of the excess wax off if that bothers you. It doesn't tend to bother me too much. Anyway, what was I saying? The year in review video. I finished 42 kits in 2022, which is kind of unreal. Maybe 43. And the consensus so far in the comments, because I was like, tell me what you think in the comments on this one. Whether or not I should sort of retroactively go back and count that first panel that I completed from my first attempt at a cross-stitch conversion project, which was that Dragon Race Into the Night kit that I worked on in early 2022. I completed the first panel, but had a really, 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 really difficult experience with the materials that I had decided to go with, and so I decided to put that project on indefinite hold. But I did complete the entire first panel, which was like a 60, so almost 70 centimeters by 93 centimeters. It was huge. It was the biggest kit that I had completed, the biggest canvas that I had completed in 2022. And I was like, well, originally I wasn't counting this as a finish because like I didn't complete the whole project. I just completed one of the canvases. The reality is I spent a really incredibly large amount of hours working on that particular kit. And so there's part of me that's like, I really feel like I should be able to count that as a finish, but I way overthink things and was like, really? Like, is that cheating? Can I really count it as a finish? There's one random pink crystal just right there. Ooh, that patty wax is sticky. That is sticky. But the consensus in the comments was like, yeah, count it as a finish. So I guess maybe I had 43 finishes for the year. But then I also completed my first panel for my replacement, my second cross-stitch conversion project. Managed to complete that in between Christmas and New Year's. And that definitely rekindled like my excitement and interest for that project. So like I really, really am excited to spend more time on that this year. and just to kind of see like, okay, how far I really can get on this project, how much how I can make tracks on it when I really put my mind to it, was, I don't know, it was inspiring, I guess, or it was like reassuring in a way. So that was really fun. And just, yeah, pulling out all those kits that I worked on last year put me in a nostalgic, reflective kind of mood. Definitely got my brain going on like, okay, so this is just a snapshot look of what I accomplished in 2022. Let's use this to kind of think about, what do I want? Like, how can this inform like what I want 2023 to look like for me? There were a couple of things that I noticed, especially when I was going through and kind of making lists for like, okay, how many kits did I work on from each company, and like what were some of my favorite experiences and stuff like that. And there were a couple of things that a couple particular things that really surprised me, actually. One of the biggest surprises for me was that looking at that list of like how many kits I completed from each company, somehow I managed to not work on a single kit from Craftably last year. That was like, I just had a moment where I was like, but I love Craftably's kits. I think their customer service is so good. I think their kit quality is fantastic. How did I not work on a single kit by Craftably last year? So I'm like, okay, so using this to inform 2023, I'm like, I really definitely want to make sure I'm prioritizing. I want to work on a Craftably kit sometime in the next few months. I also looked and I was like, I only worked on one kit from Distracted by Diamonds, which again, Distracted by Diamonds is one of my favorite companies. How did I only work on one kit from them last year? How did that happen? I love Distracted by Diamonds. So I was like, well, I'm going to work on, a little bit more Distracted by Diamonds this year. But then on top of that, like there are several companies that I haven't had the chance to try out yet. Like this one, and I do have several others on my list that I really want to try to work on this year. And I'm sure that more companies are going to launch this year. Like I was talking about, Randa is going to start selling diamond paintings, so I'm sure I'll want to work on one of hers. There's some companies that I bought from, like I have some kits from Carrot Art. I'd really like to work on a kit from Carrot Art soon. I want to work on another kit from Jaded Gem Shop because I've only worked on one from her so far. I want to be just staying as in tune as I can with the community as far as like new companies that are launching, and being really open to feedback from you guys. If you're like, hey, I'd really be curious to see if you could try like a kit from, this company or this company. And yeah, so like I said, just kind of got me in a reflective mood thinking about, okay, what do I want to try to use my channel for this year? What are some ways that I can be helpful to you guys, like to my fellow crafters, because I know that I'm a speedy diamond painter, and so that lets me really try and work on a really wide variety of different kinds of paintings and stuff throughout the year. And so I want to, I don't know, be helpful with that, I guess, in that I am a speedy diamond painter. I swear I'm not tooting my own horn. I just know that I do spend a lot of time on this hobby, and I am, in addition to spending a lot of time on it, I'm a somewhat efficient actual diamond painter, I think. So I'm gonna use my powers for good or something. I don't know. But yeah, I also want to be really receptive to feedback from my wonderful friends, which is you guys, my viewers and commenters, subscribers, silent lurkers, all of you guys. If there are things that you would love to see, if there are different things that you want me to be doing, can't promise I will do them, but I will certainly listen and take your thoughts into very heartfelt consideration. So, by the way, if you're watching and you're noticing, you're going, it seems like maybe your setup is slightly different than usual, or something seems different. Or maybe you're not even watching the screen. I know if I'm watching a WIP and Chat, I'm only quote watching it. I'm listening. I will not look at the screen aside from hitting the play button, or if the person talking is like, look at the screen. But I'm currently filming this up in our bedroom because Adam is gaming with a friend downstairs. And I was like, well, I don't personally, like, I don't really want to miss another week of a WIP and Chat. Like, I missed doing this with you guys last week. And I have like some energy back and stuff like that. So I was like, I really want to do this. And it was like, it's been a while, but like when Adam would do this, when he was gaming with David more often, his friend David more often, I would just do this. I would just set up upstairs, in our bedroom. Like I just clamp the recording arm to my nightstand and grab like, I have like a little lap desk here. I don't know if you can kind of see it. Like it's like a flat, like lap desk. I kind of put on top of a pillow on my lap, and I'm like, I can work like this. This is fine. This is fine for an hour. My right ankle might be asleep by the end, but not a big deal. I'm in my bed. I can go to sleep if I want to, not just my ankle. But yeah, so that's why, if you were wondering, that's what's different. But yeah, so it was fun to put together that year in review video. It was tricky to haul all of those completed canvases downstairs. They were so heavy. I get the question a lot, like, what do you do with your projects once you finish them? Like, are you out of wall space? Like, what do you even do with all those finished diamond paintings? You can't hang them all. I'm like, actually, I don't hang any of them. I literally just do this craft for the like mental health benefits, the relaxation, just because I like working on pretty art and enjoying it like in diamond painting form. Like that's the reason I do the craft. It's not to like make pieces to display in my home or give away or whatever. I don't really, not to be like, it's like that sounds weird, I guess. I just don't know anyone that would be like, oh yay, thanks for giving me a diamond painting as a gift. That's why I don't really give them as gifts, I guess. But right now I store them in just a large artist portfolio under my kiddos' beds. And I do have a new portfolio that I actually got like back in November, like it came in. I just haven't had the chance to like do a video unboxing it and actually like putting my canvases into it. It's like a different style of portfolio and stuff. I'm really anxious to get my canvases into there because I think that it's going to protect them better. And I think it might be, I don't know, useful for some of you that are maybe like me, that like I have all these completed diamond paintings. I don't know what to do with them. So like what, here's an idea. But yeah, so anyway, I had to haul all of those like out from under the kids' beds and bring them like all downstairs. It was just so heavy, you guys. 42 paintings. That's a lot of like actual diamonds. That's something that would be interesting that I may try to do this year, is to go through, like, to find a way, besides like painstakingly like counting all the way across and all the way like up and down. I think I could just do like a smaller section and then do math to like, okay, if a 4x6 section has this many drills, then there's this many 4x6 sections in the can. Anyway, I think I'm going to try to find a way, because it'd be fun to have an actual drill count for the year. I thought about doing it last year and I just didn't, or at least I didn't think about it until it was too late. And I was like, I'm not retroactively going back and like gonna count how many diamonds were on all those kits. There's just no way. But like, it's like, oh, it's the beginning of the year. Like, what are some things that I could start out with doing differently this year if I want to? So I'm not going to call it a New Year's resolution because I'm allergic to that phrase. But I'm just, sorry, I can't see this very well. There's number 8. Anyway, I'm not calling it a New Year's resolution because I'm allergic to that phrase. But just like, what might I want to do differently that I'm not going to call a New Year's resolution. So yeah, that's on the brain. And I don't have any other like diamond painting bucket list type things that I want to make sure I try to do this year, besides really spend a lot of time on my cross stitch conversion project. I don't want to think about it too hard. Because it's like, I'd rather just like work on it and not agonize over like, am I going to finish it this year? But I'm wondering, like, do I think that I'll finish it this year or not? I don't know. I don't know. It'll depend on how much time I want to spend on it. And it'll depend a little bit on things like if I'm hosting events or stuff like that. So I mean, right now there's just drills and chills in summer with the masters, but like nothing has been set in stone for either of those yet, and nothing has certainly like actually happened or been set in stone, like with the hypothetical like dragon themed event that I've been kicking around doing for freaking ever. The events are just so much work, and they're so much fun, but I know that if I'm hosting an event, I'm not going to be working on my cross-stitch conversion project much, because I really will want to be giving as much of my time and energy and like work time, like working on diamond painting time, to being like event themed, if that makes sense. So I don't know, you guys are just getting my stream of consciousness. That's just kind of the mood I'm in at the moment. But yeah, I'm like looking, I took a couple like little notes here, but in addition to reflecting on the year and looking ahead to 2023, as far as like, you know, I talked a lot here just about how that applies as far as like my content and my crafting goes, but I've also spent some time like thinking about like personal reflections as well. 2022 had a lot of really amazing things about it, but it also had a lot of challenges. And December in particular was a really incredibly difficult month for me. The whole month, it just kind of felt like start to finish was like, it just really about did me in. It was one of those, the hits just keep coming. It's nonstop. The holiday season is stressful as it is. Like in general, I just am not a huge fan of the holiday season right now. But I spent a lot of 2022 struggling significantly with my mental health. And one of the things that I feel like doesn't often get talked about is truly how incredibly difficult it is to find the right combination and the balance of things that work for you to take care of your mental health, whether that's medication and or therapy, which by the way, I think everyone should be in therapy. It's like everyone's got issues that they need to work through. Everyone's got hangups. Everyone's got history and things that have, you know, dealt with, you know, trauma or issues from childhood or whatnot. Everyone's got something going on in their life, and I feel like one of the best things you can do for yourself is to go to therapy and have someone help you learn how to work through those issues in a healthy way. And I've been in therapy all year, and it has been invaluable. I'm certainly not perfect about how I handle things. But I've been very transparent here about my struggles with depression and anxiety, and how I've been on and tried a couple of different medications for those things, including like a medication change that I did earlier in the year that I really discovered sort of accidentally here at the end of December, that was a medication that was helping to an extent with my anxiety, but was actually, I think, really truly exacerbating my depression, like very badly in a way that I did not realize. But I just don't feel like it's talked about enough, or that people really realize how heavy a thing, or how difficult or tricky a thing it can be to find the right combination of things to get yourself to a good place mental health wise. And often it's like, it's not like, okay, now I found the magic combination and I'm good. It's like, okay, this is what worked for me in this phase, but now like my body chemistry changed, or just like different life changes or circumstances happen, and now this thing that did work for me isn't working for me anymore. And I didn't realize that. I think that's really what happened, until I was incredibly sick most of the month of December. And if you were watching my WIP and Chats, you heard me talk about it a lot. I know a lot of you were really not super excited to get to hear me talk about it so much, but that was just the reality of where I was at. And because of that, I was not super consistent about taking my regular meds because I was sleeping so much. I was literally getting sick so much that even when I was taking things, it wasn't necessarily staying in my system. And so coming off of that medication and feeling like a cloud had lifted off of me has me looking back at the past several months and going, oh my goodness, like there was this weight on me that I didn't realize how oppressive and how difficult and how much that was and how much that was truly impacting me and my energy levels and just my ability to like function and my ability to like get things done. I just kind of kept chalking it up to like, well, I must be really struggling with executive dysfunction right now, which is also true. Like I do struggle with that, but I just have had, especially the past week or two, have just, now that I'm not sick, and even when I was sick, like even though my body felt sick, my brain felt like, oh, I can just get this stuff done. Like, oh, here's this thing that needs taken care of. Like, I can just do that. Sometimes my body would turn around and be like, actually, physically, you don't have the energy for that. You need to just sleep. But it was like something changed and shifted in my mind, in my brain. So that was like, I know it was a bit heavy, but that was like, that has me, again, just kind of reflecting on the year and going, how many different ways did that impact my year? And that's going to be a bit of a process. December, just kind of going back to December and how it was just a really incredibly difficult month. It was just, this is not me seeking pity. It's just not. It's me illustrating like what I mean when I say that, like, it just felt like it was truly one thing after another. So, not to go into details, but there was an oversight and basically we didn't have health insurance for the month of December. We have health insurance now. That was the main thing that I celebrated at midnight on January 1st, was like, we have health insurance again. You guys, health insurance system in the United States is so great. Sarcasm tag. It's horrific. But we were without health insurance during the month of December. And that was such great timing. Also a sarcasm tag, because the kids and Adam and I were all sick. We all separately had to go to urgent cares at least once. We all needed antibiotics at least once. And having no insurance means paying for all those things out of pocket. It's great. It was wonderful. It was so awesome. It was so wonderful. And then shortly before Christmas, again, I'm not going into details here, but we ended up, we now only have, for the moment, and since just a bit before Christmas, we only have one car. The other car was wrecked. So we only have one car. And I was so sick. I felt like I lost the whole 2 weeks, really like leading up to the kids being on Christmas break and like Christmas. I felt like I just didn't, I had to like barely Christmas shop. I was thankful that there was one night, like literally 3 days before Christmas, where I was like, I finally don't feel like I'm going to collapse if I'm vertical. And so after the kids went to bed, I told Adam, like, I'm going to Target and I'm going to get Christmas gifts, and like whatever they have is what we're going to work with. And that's we're going to figure, that's just going to be Christmas, and we're going to keep it really small and really, really simple. But like, that's just what that had to look like. And that's not my normal thing. Normally I am on it, but like those 2 weeks in the middle of December that I was so sick, I was sleeping all the time, I was non-functional, the sickest I've been since I had mono plus a sinus infection in college, just absolutely wiped me out and did a huge number on me. And I just, at one point after the car got wrecked, I just called my mom and I was just sobbing. I was like, Mom, I can't take anymore. Like, this is just like, what is happening? Like, what, like, I had definitely had like a me, poor me moment where I just was like, why is all of this hitting at once? Why can't we catch a break? Like, why is this why won't the hits stop? Like, why can't I have a breather? Like, I just was completely overwhelmed. I felt completely paralyzed, and so upset. And I didn't want to reach out to talk to any of my friends because when I get stressed and highly anxious and I feel overwhelmed, I just withdraw. That's just what I do. And so it was just so much. It was so much. The month of December kicked my butt. It did me in. It made me just want to curl up in a ball and cry and sleep. And then even when I finally started to feel a little bit better, I was like, I ended up sort of well, not accidentally, unplanned, taking a bit of a break from creating content from YouTube because, well, I was so sick. And when I was functional, it was like I was trying to like get stuff done for Christmas and for the holidays. And then when I finally was like, okay, I'm really going to try to sit down and film a couple of videos to put up between Christmas and New Year's. Like, I would like to get back to it. Like, I enjoy filming. I enjoy creating content and connecting with you guys. And so I set up to film. I thought I was going to be okay. And I filmed a couple of videos. And I don't know if you guys would have maybe been able to even necessarily tell, but it was my post review of Stormblessed from Enabler's Outpost. It was my unboxing of this kit and the other Muni Made kit. And then it was a post review for Season Bright, which hasn't gone up yet. That'll go up later this week. But I had to keep pausing the video or editing around. Like, I would cough and I would feel like I was about to pass out. And I powered through, which was maybe not the correct decision, honestly. But I forced myself to try to power through. And it was like, these are, as far as videos go, like, these are relatively easy videos. Like, these should be pretty short. Like, they don't take a ton of brain power. Like, they're just, these are videos that I feel very comfortable like putting together and putting up for you guys, filming and all that. But I felt so ill after filming those videos, and I just was like, my body is telling me that I have to rest. I felt like I was sleeping like 14 hours a day. I felt like I didn't just feel like I was sleeping more than I was awake. Even when I wasn't feeling sick necessarily more, I was still sleeping so much between Christmas and New Year's. And I finally feel like I am physically feeling better. Like, I'm not feeling as completely bone tired, fatigued, which, if you're curious, I tested multiple times for the Rona, negative every single time. I don't know exactly what this was, but it completely kicked my butt. The month of December, it was a beyond difficult month for all of those reasons. And again, this is not me trying to be like, please pity me, please, I don't know, make me feel better. This is just me in part explaining, I suppose, like, why there was a bit of a gap. It's me, like I said, doing my part sort of in reflecting and going like, how can I make sure that I'm taking like really good care of myself, taking care of my body, listening to my body, and taking care of my mental health going into 2023? Are there things I can be doing differently? And it's, I think that's not a bad thing necessarily to do. And I'm processing a bit out loud, like, just as I'm chatting with you guys too. But now that it's like we have health insurance again, it's like, okay, perfect. I get to, I'm going to contact my doctor and sort of shamefacedly let her know, like, so I not on purpose, like, weaned off of my anti-anxiety med, but I feel like right now I feel a million times better. But I want to acknowledge that, like, okay, so for one, there's a long adjustment period potentially, like, when you come off of a medication like this. And so I want to talk to her about, like, okay, well, how are the things I should be handling this, like red flags I should look out for, stuff like that. And I was like, and I don't want to be that person that goes like, I feel wonderful off of medication, when, like, the people around me or, like, my doctor is going like, let's let's maybe make sure that we're looking at this with like a clear head and make sure that we're continuing to make decisions that are like taking care of my mental health. Like, I don't want to be oblivious, but I also want to be honest about like how I'm feeling, like how I'm perceiving how my mental health is feeling. And so like that's on my mind, but I want to be really proactive. Like I said, like I'm going to talk to my doctor, fill her in on what's going on, talk to my therapist, which let me tell you, with not having health insurance, I couldn't afford to pay out of pocket for therapy, for weekly therapy sessions. And so I didn't have my weekly therapy appointments in the month of December. And let me tell you what, you want to talk again about the worst timing, like everything that was happening in December, I needed my therapist. And, but just, we were paying out of pocket for urgent care visits and medication and all this stuff out the wazoo. I was just like, I can't do it. But I'm looking forward to getting back to her. I'm also looking forward to going to the ENT because I still don't have hearing back in my left ear. I don't have pain and I have a little bit of hearing left. So part of me is like, maybe it's just going to come back gradually, but I would like to see an ENT and have them look at it and see like, what is going on in here? And I feel like maybe my body has just adjusted maybe a bit, like adjusted to not being able to hear really out of my left ear. I'm going on a month of not having hearing in that ear. Which is so crazy to even say, like, I basically have been able to hear out of my left ear for a month. Basically 2023 goals for the month of January is like, let me just do these things to take care of myself. Yeah, but I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling better. And I just hope I can continue to carry that feeling with me into 2023 and just continuing to like pour back into and reconnect with friends because like I said, when I'm suffering, when I'm struggling, I withdraw and I withdraw hard. And so it's like reconnecting with those, I think of them as like life-giving friendships, like that bring me joy and life and make me a better person. Like those friendships are what I need and I'm grateful to be able to have and invest in. Like when I'm depressed, I don't even want to like talk to people on the phone. Even like my mom, who I used to talk to her on the phone like every single day. And it wasn't even like, oh, I have to call my mom. It was just an automatic thing. Like I just picked up the phone and called her. So I've even just been finding myself doing that more again. So it's like, this is the way that I remember feeling. This is the person that I remember being and how I feel like I just remember my mind feeling and operating. And I want that again. Like I want to get back to that again. And so, like I said, it's just this feeling of coming out of a haze, like coming out of a cloud. So I'm going to move on though, because that was like over half of the WIP and Chat. Well, I mean, I suppose there was some intro-y stuff, but I've just been talking your ear off about that for a while. And I really appreciate that you allowed that you guys help let this be a space where it's safe for me to do that kind of thing. You know that I'm really very, very open and transparent about mental health here and want to continue to make this a space where it's safe, not just for me to talk your ear off about those things but where it's also a space where if you feel like you just want to share in the comments or something about what's going on with you, that you're able to do that as well. Okay, here it is. I'm like, yeah, find that color. So thank you for letting me unload on you a little bit here, because that's been weighing so heavily on me. And I just feel like I'm kind of looking back on the month of December feeling very just sort of bittersweet about it all. And not a small sense of relief that it's over and that the holidays are over in a way, so that we can get back to a little bit of normalcy and that I can, try to get just general day-to-day life stuff back on track a bit more. So yay for that. I'm going to shift gears here and I want to tell you an update on the kitten. Who doesn't want some kitten updates? So I've shared in the past couple weeks, like in the WIP and Chat a couple weeks ago when I first told you guys about it, and then in the Christmas premiere last week about how we got a new kitten, and his name is Skip with 2 P's. He's continuing to settle in really well. Our older cat is still not super crazy about him. They're figuring it out. I keep doing research and trying to find ways to like help them get more comfortable with one another and interacting a little bit like more, but in a way that's like they're both happy about and stuff like that. So I'm hoping we're going to get there, but I just keep hearing that, especially with like senior cats, that it just can take weeks to months to adjust. So we're making sure that we're giving her space and also giving her lots of positive reinforcement and attention and love, and making sure that Skip knows that like she's boss, this is her territory. So I think we're going to keep getting there. But Skip has attached to Connor so much, and it makes my heart melt into a puddle. Like, he totally knows that he is Connor's cat, really. It's so incredibly sweet. So just a couple of nights ago, we finally went to having Connor sleep back in his room, but still also having Skip in there. Because that was kind of what we had made Skip space when we first got him. And we just had Connor sleeping in our room for the past couple weeks. But we decided to put him back in there. We're like, we'll still let Skip stay in here overnight too. And it was so cute, you guys. From the time we put Connor to bed, Skip stayed in there with him. He actually slept for a while, or even when he wasn't sleeping, he was just kind of hanging out, like keeping watch on Connor's nightstand, like right beside him while he slept. And then Connor said when he woke up this morning that Skip was in the bed with him. So Skip just like stayed in there, and that was like 10, 11 hours. Like, Skip just stayed in there with Connor all night. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm like tearing up because it's so cute. It's like more than we ever could have hoped for, you know, because it's kind of like you can't force cats to do anything, and kittens are playful and they explore and all this other stuff. So we didn't know what would happen. But Skip is also, he's so tolerant and so good with Connor. Now, we've of course worked a lot with Connor and with Micah about like how you play with the kitten, and how you treat cats, like, safe ways to pet them and interact with them, at times to give them space, and how you pick them up, supporting, their bodies and stuff like that. So, it's been a learning process for the kids for sure. But even along with that though, Skip is so incredibly tolerant of Connor. It's so sweet. It's amazing. It makes me so incredibly happy. Excuse me for yawning. Remember when I used to yawn all the time in my WIP and Chats? But he just hangs out with Connor. And he'll go play and he'll explore and stuff, but then he basically like always just comes back to Connor and hangs out with him. I don't know what Skip's going to do when Connor goes back to school, when school starts back up, which weirdly isn't until next week. Like, the way that Christmas and New Year's fell this year made for a really weird school schedule. Like, some schools did it like the opposite, like they had the week before Christmas off, and then like they went back like the day after New Year's or something. Ours did it the opposite way. I kind of would have preferred it the other way, but anyway, so yeah, I have the kids at home with me for the next week, which is also kind of interesting with only having one car, especially because Adam is supposed to be going into the office more. So like tomorrow we're all going to get up and we're going to drive Adam into the office because I need to take care of some errands tomorrow. So yeah, we're going to get up early and drive Adam into the office and have the car to take care of some stuff. But anyway, just talking about Skip and stuff, it has just gone like better than I ever could have imagined it would go, and I am beyond thankful that like it feels like things just really fell into place with Skip. Like, he is the single like best thing that came out of December. And I was talking with my friend Rachel today because we went out this morning, and and I was telling her, I was like, for the longest time, like, it took them over a year to wear me down on getting a kitten. And by they, I mean, like, Adam and Connor a little bit. I was like, I just kind of thought, like, I would love to get to a point where I don't have a litter box in my house, especially because we live in such a small space that it's hard to, like, not have your house, not have a 3-bedroom condos in Southern California, so it's small, have it not smell like cat if you have a cat in that small square footage and space and stuff. So I was like, I was at a point where I was like, I was okay with, like, you know, Dolce is a very low maintenance cat and stuff like that. And, you know, she's 13 years old. So, I was like, you know, we'll have her. And, you know, once she passes, hopefully not for quite a while yet, but once she's gone, it's like, I'll be okay with just not having a cat anymore, like, and not having a litter box in my house and not having a house that smells like cat, and then we can get a dog, so my house will smell like dog. So it took them a while to wear me down on it, and I was telling Rachel, because she knows I've been telling her about this saga for quite some time and keeping her up to date. I was like, but it is so incredibly worth it because it brings Connor so much joy. It's bringing me a ton of joy. I was like, this is completely worth it because, like, I will take this over having, like, a perfectly clean house that doesn't smell like cat any day. Like, this is magical, and I'm so glad that I let Adam and Connor wear me down on this. Like, this is so special. And it, like, again, it makes me, like, want to tear up a little bit because it just is so sweet. And so I'm really incredibly happy that we got Skip. I think that he's just an amazing little addition to our family. And I still tried to keep my expectations really realistic. And I certainly never expected him to just truly bond with Connor right away and for them to be just so cute together. So yay for that. That's the kitten update. Micah is not as nervous around the cat as he was because once we started letting the cat kind of have the kitten have free reign of the house, like during the day while we're like awake and stuff, Micah kind of just got used to Skip being in our space and just kind of being around, and then Micah got more comfortable, and so he's trying to figure out like how to play with Skip, and he'll go kitty cat. It's really cute, really cute. Which also, speaking of Micah talking, another thing I'm excited for is with our new insurance situation, we should have like better coverage and be able to get him like speech therapy that's actually going to help. And so that's on my to-do list for calls to make this week as well. But he's doing well. That's the Skip update. Us updates. We are supposed to fly back to, I don't know why I'm saying we're supposed to, we're going to. We're flying back to Ohio next weekend, Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. We're going to do a long weekend in Ohio with my family, and my brother and his significant other are going to fly in, and we're going to do our belated Christmas celebration there, which I'm really excited for. I do need to finish my Christmas shopping for my parents and my brother, which they don't watch my YouTube videos. My mom occasionally does, but I need to figure out exactly what I want to get them. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm getting my mom, but I'm not going to mention it here just in case she watches. Mom, do you watch my videos? Call me if you watch my videos. Call me if you don't watch my videos. Let's talk. But yeah, I went out to with a friend this morning, which was really nice. My friend Rachel, who's been a very, very dear friend of mine that we met shortly after Adam and I moved out here. We actually met through a young marrieds, like a young newly marrieds group at our church. And her husband is really good friends and clicks really well with my husband. That's who Adam is gaming with right now downstairs. But yeah, we've known each other for 13 years. 13 years this summer. And we have been through like so many like really amazing and really heartbreaking things together in life. Like, they are our closest friends out here, and yeah, we've been through a heck of a lot. And we also, it's the kind of friendship where Like, she is never, ever going to hold it against me when I do the thing that I mentioned earlier, which is that I shut down and I don't talk. I don't respond to messages. She's just always like, I'm here. I get it. Like, I know this is who you are, but I love you dearly and I'm here. And we just have walked through every imaginable season of life together. At least so far. And, so when she texted a few days ago and was like, hey, like, we're getting back from, seeing family out of town. And she's like, David's going to have off work on Monday. And so he can stay with my kiddo. And she's like, if Adam has off work and, so the kiddos are taken care of. She's like, do you want to go out? And like, we have our thing where we go to like Home Goods or TJ Maxx together, and we browse every single aisle, and we know each other's like home decor styles are. It's funny because mine is very like modern farmhouse vibes, like Chip and Joanna Gaines, really. Like that's it. That's my style. Whereas hers is a bit more eclectic, a little bit of like mid-century modern, but then like really random, like eclectic wild touches thrown in there. I kind of love it. But we're like, we can go to Home Goods and it's got both of our vibes. Like somehow it just magically has both of our vibes. And Home Goods, like they're always getting new stuff. You never know what they're going to have. So that's just been a thing. That's like a thing that we've done together for years. And so we're like, let's do that. We haven't done that in a while. And I got to tell her about, kind of the way that I've been feeling, and get to kind of do like that apology to her for like, I'm sorry that I, went out of touch. And she's like, you never have to apologize. Like, I get it. I'm here. But we slow browsed our way through Home Goods and got to catch up on life and all of the things. And it just felt so good to reconnect with her a bit, because we hadn't really gotten together since well before the holidays. We even didn't really get to like celebrate our birthdays together because she has a December birthday, and usually we go out sometime between my birthday and hers, and just like go out for dinner and drinks or whatever with some of our girlfriends. But because we were both sick, or our kids were sick so much in between our birthdays, and then my grandma had passed away shortly after my birthday, so I had to cancel my birthday plans. It all got canceled. And so we're like, we're gonna have to do like a belated celebration here sometime in January or February. But we just got to do a lot of catching up, a lot's happened. And those are the kind of friendships that you hold on to. And I did find some things at Home Goods, which was nice, which that again was, I told her as we were shopping, I was like, I feel like I have my mojo back. Like, I'm excited to look at stuff for my house. And I don't remember the last time that I was excited to look at stuff for my house. So I got like some new throw pillows. I got some cute little storage containers to use like for my desk area where all my crafting stuff is. I got a new shower curtain. At some point I'm going to get back on the hunt for some new kitchen chairs, but that's going to be an expense that's going to have to wait for a little bit now. Like, that's going to have to go on hold. But I just told her, I was like, I feel like I have my mojo back. Like, this is so nice. And so it was a really nice trip. And then we went and got lunch afterwards. There's this Italian sandwich place, and Rachel hadn't been there before. And I was like, no, their sandwiches are so good. She's like, are there like really like authentic Italian sandwiches? I was like, I don't know. I've never been to Italy. I don't know. I was like, I just know that they're really delicious. And apparently they were. Like, she's like, oh my gosh, no, this is like authentic Italian style sandwiches. And I was like, okay. Like, sure, if you say so. I just know that they're delicious. A restaurant called Piadina. And then afterwards, it was like in the same plaza as, there's this like little bakery chain out here called like Paris Baguette, and they have just these really, really, really delicious pastries. And so we stopped in there afterwards to each pick out like a couple of pastries and like macarons and stuff to take home to the boys. And it was just a really nice outing. I told Adam when I left, I was like, I'm gonna be gone for at least 3 hours. I was like, we're going to the big Home Goods TJ Maxx. Like, And we're going to slow browse every aisle, and then we're going to get lunch after. So give me at least 3 hours. And it was like 4 hours. It was so much fun. But yeah, so it was a good morning. It was a good, like, okay, starting off the new year on the right kind of foot. It was good. It was nice. So now it's the evening. The kiddos are in bed. Adam's gaming with a friend, and I'm sitting down to catch up with you guys. I'm hoping to keep up my energy and everything to kind of work on my to-do list. I didn't really try to do much today as far as like making those phone calls goes because, well, for one, I went out with Rachel for half the day. And also a lot of places seem to be like some doctor's office, like some other like places. Like I know like Adam had off work today. It was like they floated the New Year's Day holiday to today. So I thought that probably making phone calls tomorrow that I would probably have better luck. We'll find out. I'll update you next week. But you guys, I think I'm going to wrap up this WIP and Chat here. Thanks for letting me talk your ear off and to talk so vulnerably about mental health again. Excuse me if you heard that. I just had like a little like frog in my throat, almost a burp. It was very weird. But thank you for letting me update you. I feel like I know you guys in a lot of ways, and I appreciate, like I said, just how you've helped me cultivate this space to be one where it's totally okay to not be okay, and I hope that you feel the same like for yourself as well. So if you haven't had the chance and you like watching like year in review style videos, go take a look at the year in review video that I put up for the year 2022. I have done those videos for 2020 and 2021 as well if you want to go back and see. I think 2020, I had started diamond painting in April of that year and finished like 21. So 21 paintings that year, and then 39 paintings completed in 2021, and then 42 or 43 here in 2022. So yeah, feel free to go take a look. It's a long video. You could treat it almost like a WIP and Chat style, like grab a cup of coffee and like settle in, because my 2022 year in review video is literally like an hour and 17 minutes long. It was so long. But hey, I hope you enjoy it if you go watch. You can always watch it in like fits and spurts too if you wanted. But thanks for hanging out with me today, though. I hope you enjoyed catching up with me on just all things holidays and December. Let me know down in the comments how you're doing. How were your holidays? Are you glad to be kind of getting back to normal here? And let's see, if you made it all the way to the end, what should our emoji be? How about something purple? Because this is like the queen of purple happening over in this kit. If you want to try to get your hands on this kit yourself, by the way, I think she'll be doing a restock this Wednesday. And I'm pretty sure that's what she said she'd be doing when she posted on Twitter just yesterday. So just give her a follow on Twitter and on social media. They have a Facebook group now too. That's the best way to stay up to date with like when restocks are happening and what's going to be restocked. But she's trying really hard, I know, to carry enough stock of her diamond paintings that they stay in stock at least for a few days and don't sell out in seconds the way that her trays do. But yeah, so hopefully you can snag this one if you want it, which you should with all these crystals. If you love the color purple, it's a must-have, definitely. But yeah, if you made it all the way to the end, how about a purple emoji? And like I said, let me know how you're doing. Let me know how your year is going so far and how the holidays were for you. And yeah, so I appreciate you guys. Love you guys a lot. And I hope that you have a really wonderful week. And if you made it all the way to the end and you're not already subscribed, you'll probably like it here. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can hit the bell to be notified when I share new videos as well. And yeah, so look for more content, maybe more of like a regular schedule this week. I have a bit of a backlog of videos after that unplanned time off, but we'll play some catch up and it'll all come together. So thanks for diamond painting with me today. Have a wonderful start to or rest of your week, I suppose, my friends, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.